Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to my channel. In this video I'm here today with my Tomm build. So I'm gonna show you the way that works the best for me to maximize my damage output in Tomm, and this happens with a summoned companion. So just a little disclaimer, this video is for, this build is for experienced players. So if you're just approaching Tomm, you might want to look at another build, not this one. You might want to run an augment companion and maybe more hit points, and yeah, just play it safe and do whatever your group tells you to do. This is just to try to maximize your damage when you're sure you already know mechanics well enough. So let's get started from the ability scores, and I went for dexterity instead of constitution that I have for Zerial, because I don't feel like I need that much hit points. I'd rather go with extra crit save. As you can see, like, all my stats are lowered because I'm running a summoned companion. My hit points are way lower than the ones I ran for Zerial, but still I like to keep them over 400k because my blood ladder kind of kills me sometimes. So having like 400k plus, it's pretty nice. Then all the stat caps are at like 80k, so it's pretty easy to cap them even without a big effort. I just had to switch one piece of my companion to put more CA, but that was about it. And so for the gear, Prodigy helm, that has been best in slot for Tomm since it came out, scavenger armor and spiked van braces, rusted iron leggings. These are just the regular like BIS equipment for any dungeon, to be fair, for a barbarian. And ebony shirt, 4k defense pants, mad mage set, melee ring. I'm running the Shadow Stalker instead of the second melee ring because the Shadow Stalker buffs tunnel vision or the toad, whatever you're running, and that's a good part of your damage in Tomm, especially in fast runs. So maybe about 20%. So that's nice to have. And alright, so for the secondary artifacts, I'm using just a little detail that I want to say. I'm using Darkened because it has companion influence. You want to get all the companion influence you can unless you're losing damage for it. And yeah, then the main artifact can be whatever. If you need to switch to a different artifact, I'm running the Scepter now. Obviously the Scepter is the best one for our build, so we can run the Scepter as active and 3 journals as secondary. But when you feel like if your group needs to switch to anything else, like Wyvern, Black Dragon, whatever, and debuff artifact, just remember to put the Scepter in the secondary slot instead of whatever journal, as long as your stats are capped. For the overloads, I would use 1 corrupt for action points and 1 rage of flames if you want to use it. Otherwise, just don't bother and use 2 corrupt. I don't use rage of flames in Zerial because it fucks up with my AP gain that I get from corrupt, but in Tomm the phasing is so fast that you won't get your daily back anyway. And so yeah, feel free to use it. Reinforcement kits are power on the left side of the equipment, CA on the right side. And alright, so that's about it. I'm running Bilethorn. Bilethorn, I feel like it's good either for long or short runs. Obviously it's more effective in long runs, but I don't feel like I need to switch to Vorpal for short runs. It just performs pretty well anyway. And for the secondary weapon, the offhand, crit save power, as you can see. Nothing else to be said about this, to be fair. And let's move on to powers. Slash for the bonus, Breath Strike, you already know this shit. Blood Ladder, IBS, Frenzy. Savage Advance, you always gonna use this one, so the secondary can be whatever. I just don't use the second daily at all. And then we have class features, so we're gonna go with Steel Blitz and Barbed Strikes. So this is great for first phase, Steel Blitz and Barbed Strikes. During third phase though, you want to switch to Trample the Fallen whenever all the artifacts are going to be used. You know that artifacts are going to be cold and the phase is going to be short. You want to switch out Steel Blitz to get Trample the Fallen. And yeah, the Storm also, if someone's running the Storm, it helps because it's the only thing that on bosses procs the second effect of Trample the Fallen. You get the extra 10% from Trample the Fallen only from the Storm for those 10 seconds. And that's the only thing I'm aware that procs it. That's why otherwise we don't use Trample the Fallen. The first effect you can easily proc it with Punishing Charge. So if you know you're gonna have a short phase, possibly when all the artifacts are going to be cold, make sure you switch Steel Blitz for Trample the Fallen and IBS for Punishing Charge, so you can proc the first effect as well. And yeah, it's gonna be a bit of trouble like switching every time in between phases. So if you want, for the Tomm third phase, you can either leave one or the other all the way through, just whatever works best for your group, because I don't know how long the run in your group is gonna be. So that's on you. Just try it out and see what works best. The feats are just like default Barbarian feat, so I'm not gonna talk about it. And the boons for the campaigns, just get power, hit points, and then have whatever else works, because it's very easy to cap stats anyways. Make sure you have companion influence, but you should already have it, so that's a non-issue. And yeah, crit save, recharge speed, focus retaliation. I explained how that works in my Zerial build. Guild boons are revive sickness. I barely ever die in Tomm, but just in case it happens, I'm not losing too much damage. The other utility boons are useless anyways. Hit points for defense and critical severity and offensive slot. Companions. So this is my Batiri. It's cute, and to use it I'm running this combination of companion gear. Don't know if you, just whatever fits your stats. I find this to work pretty nice. And then for my active bonuses, Slime, Batiri, switch to Raptor if needed, and then you can see Minstrel, Splinters, and Compy. So I could switch out the Slime and switch my guild boon to defense, and basically lose 32k hit points to get like extra 2k power, but I don't feel like that's beneficial, especially when we are killing ourselves with Bloodletter. And then for the mounts, you want to go with you see all the dominances and as low brutalities as we can to get the maximum companion influence from dominances, but we still need 3 Warlord's Inspiration to increase our companion's damage, and 1 Gladiator's Guile just to make it easy to move around the platform. Artificer's Persuasion is always there. My colors for Tomm are crit save. The recharge speed is not gonna do much, especially in third phase. We're just gonna have time for like, you know, 1 rotation during most phases. Encounter powers, because during some phases that's the only thing you will be able to use, and movement speed just because it's nice. Alright, so Warlord's Inspiration is one way to boost your companion's damage. Then I also want to say that I'm using Empowered because the Indomitables are not great. Like on the Batiri, they don't proc on the DOT, which is a big part of the Batiri's damage, as you can see. I'll just make it attack, and they don't proc on the DOT, so they're not really good for Batiri. It's better to run Empowered, even if they give you less power with the Summoned Companion. And also on the Chicken, they don't always proc on Storm. So I just feel like it's better to run Empowered anyways. Why am I running the Batiri and not Xuna or the Chicken? So Xuna breaks ice, and that's a fact. The chicken wouldn't break ice, but people have to be aware where they are putting ice. If the ice is too close to the boss and the chicken starts to storm the boss, the ice is fucked up. But if they are staying away with the ice, then the ice is safe. So yeah, just whatever fits in your groups. And then what else can be said? My potions, obviously the same ones I run for Zerial, so Flask of Potency, Wildstorm, Sorbet, and then in this case I also have active the Invocation Blessing and the Prime Rip. And that's about it. I'm also gonna show you the difference between a Summoned Companion and an Augment. So this is my Summoned Companion, and I have around 220k power. I'm gonna summon my Bulette, as you can see. So let it just load. Yeah, as you can see, I have 228k power. So what I'm losing is basically 8k power and around 30k hit points. And that's about it. That's all I'm losing to run a Summoned Companion. And as you could see, like, the Batiri is hitting some high numbers. So to me, it's worth it to do it. I'm just trying to make it attack again. Okay. And yeah, so like the rotation is the same I use for Zerial. Make sure to use your Tunnel Vision or Toad while you're in Rage. Same with your daily. The rest is just common sense. And if you want to see my rotation, go in my Zerial video. In my potion bar here, I'm running 2 horns because it's very hard to die in Tomm unless you're like getting aggro because the tank is not holding it or whatever. And I'm running the Hellstone because sometimes it's needed. When we go into 5 phase with artifacts, I just use Bloodletter and immediately Hellstone no matter what, because if it crits, it will take out like 60 to 90% of my life if it crits. So yeah, they need to remove it. It really sucks. That's everything for my Tomm build. I hope I didn't forget to say anything. So, oh yeah, just 2 things about the Summoned Companion. It keeps attacking while you're behind ice, and even if you have that stacks, his damage isn't lowered. So those are 2 pretty nice features about running a Summoned Companion. If you don't have the horns, because I know a lot of people don't have the horns to use in the potion bar, you can buy a Lyra Bell to revive your companion as soon as it dies, so it will keep damaging the enemy. And also the Lyra Bell of Empowerment that increases your companion damage by 20% for 30 seconds. Those 2 are pretty nice to have if you don't have the horns. And also you can also run Bahamut Tears if you want to help your cheap ass teammates getting up when they are dead. So this is it, and I hope you enjoyed it. I'm probably gonna put some, you know, short clips of what I do in Tomm to maximize my damage. So just maximizing mechanics, like hitting both hands with Relentless Lash when I know the phase is not gonna be short, so I can get double Bilethorn procs and stuff like that. So just enjoy the clips, and I hope this video helped you guys. Have a nice one. When Cloud to Ground's coming up, look at where everyone's standing and go to the safe side close to the boss so you can keep DPSing. Like this. I went behind Dalek because no one was there and I got hit by no lightning. During the DPS check, make sure after your encounters you use Relentless Slash. If it's a long phase, like you're not gonna use artifact, with Slash you can hit both ends and get double Bilethorn procs, which will increase your damage more than by using Breast Strike. So this is a nice tip. And then this is Ice phase. Obviously before going behind ice you want to use your 3 encounters, but also just make sure you stay out of the ice for the most time possible. So just keep hitting with a few at wills, then go behind ice and you'll be safe. This is again Cloud to Ground but with AoEs as well. So as you can see, I go to a safe side close to the boss on his left, And then I use my sprint to immunity frame the AoEs. See, immune, that's pretty nice. There you have another Cloud Ground. I just go on the opposite side of the boss because no one's there when Cloud Ground hits. And I'm safe again. And this is triple disintegration wave. So what I do is I go on the safe side, I wait for Alistair in the air to release his hands, and then I get a bit more farther away to avoid getting hit by the disintegration wave. Again, I see where Alistair is. When he releases his hands, I go to the safe side. And I didn't get hit by any disintegration waves. This is the result I got that run. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah.